Hello and welcome to the space where we're discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time and most importantly, making positivity louder. No matter where you are around the world, welcome. No matter what mood you're in or what you're feeling, we hope this podcast helps to lift your mood and your vibrations today. I'm Kash.
And I'm Parry.
And this is The Human Now. See what I did there?
I do. I saw it. Bit of a switch up on us.
Yeah, man. Gotta change it up. Gotta correct yourself.
Nice.
Gotta check yourself.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the
man.
hoodies are back on.
Huh? Oh, yeah, man. It is getting a little cold, eh?
Yeah, man.
You can definitely feel the change in the temperature. It's a little bit cozier in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Windows aren't open anymore.
Yep.
And also, I haven't felt the urge to go for a run in the morning.
Yes.
I'd be out at probably. I'd be back running by now.
Yeah.
You know? So I'd be up by like 5 and be out there by 5:30.
Mhm.
And that was when because the sun would rise a little earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just nice to run in the calm. It was nice and not too hot, but hot and warm enough
Warm enough, yeah.
that you could even just go in a t-shirt. But yeah, man, Auckland's just like
Tis chilly.
a switch, eh?
Yes. It was like a matter of just a day. And
Yeah.
anyway,
We got to overcome that.
Yes, yes.
How you feeling, man?
feeling good.
Yeah, where's the morale at?
Morale is at about an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's
pretty-
good.
it's
That's
pretty-
upbeat, man.
It is pretty high.
For a
I like,
early Saturday morning at 7:52.
There we go. Yeah. I like being up early.
Yeah.
When no one else is up.
Mm,
So yeah, no, it's good. I got here a little early.
yeah.
What about yourself? Where's your morale at?
I'm feeling 10, man.
10.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I'm feeling so good.
Nice.
I'm feeling super, super good. It's kind of like it's like a stack of a lot of things which are adding up to this 10,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So we're currently moving offices at the moment and we're in there yesterday. It's an old villa. There's carpet all over the place. We pulled back the carpet. There's a nice wooden flooring.
Nice.
The underlay wasn't stuck down, so it
No
just
scraping.
peeled straight off.
Yep.
And the floors are like shinier than this table and polished and well preserved, you know?
Wow.
Just the place looks like $1 million,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So that was exciting.
Nice.
Also we got our run tomorrow, so I'm quite amped about that. That's the fourth run in the total of 5.
Mhm.
We're also going to Pack Society tonight.
Nice.
So gonna go learn from one of the OGs of New Zealand comedy.
Yeah.
So that I can come back and do my stand-up.
Yep.
And then last night also I went to the Pink concert.
Very cool.
And holy moly, I'll come to that in the gratitude bit.
Okay,
But
cool.
all of that, when you add all that up, yeah, that's making me feel like a 10 and the vibrations are high.
Nice. That's awesome. Let's get into gratitude then.
Yeah, man. So I think I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So just to paint the picture, I'm not naturally a Pink fan. Well, I can say I wasn't naturally a
Yeah.
Pink fan, and just me to really wanted to go.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like a last minute person. She'll decide the day of or a few days before,
Mhm.
and the tickets were sold out. And then so it was kind of like, okay, well, she's not going. And then a few days before they released, say there's some new release tickets. And she's like, if they come, I'm just going to get them.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, that's all good, but not for me. It was going to be for her and someone else.
Yep.
And then, because I was just like, yeah, I'm not the biggest Pink fan. So she got the tickets. The person she was going with didn't want to go or pulled out, had extra, whatever. I don't know the story. So we're left with this extra ticket.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, you still go because you really want to go.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to organize someone else to go with her because, like, I don't want her to go by herself,
Mhm.
although that was an option and we could have sold the ticket. And so I was trying to ring around and get everyone to go. And I was like, just, even I'll pay half of it and at least you go.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, you go.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, gotta go. You're talking to the converted, man. Holy moly. It was a performance, a true performance. If you got the time and the kids are looked after tonight, I would highly recommend you go and watch.
She does all the aerial stuff and
yeah, she's an acrobat.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it's just. So I wrote down that is a true summer carnival.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a from zero to the end. It was just a performance the whole way. It was like a spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
She was, and her humility and care, like she was, you just can tell she's so grounded and right there. She'd just stop and talk to people, read the signs. Someone had a sign saying, happy birthday. She'd go, she'd talk to them, go do something else and then come back and talk to them, you know? It was just, it was amazing. And then talking about the story of her journey as well, what the songs represent. She was just there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you don't get that too much with artists, you know, like a lot of, like some of the young ones, they come on, they're just intoxicated and they do the set and then they leave. Whereas she was just all inclusive and she's going to be, like the concert's going to be well gone by the time this episode comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at the end, she like clips in, you know, like the spider cam in the cricket match. So she's rigged onto that type of thing. And oh my gosh, she's flying around the audience, man.
Wow.
It was like we were just standing in a movie.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And she's all sparkling. The lights are kind of off and the spotlights are just following her. Mm-hmm. And if you can imagine the big North Stand and the grandstand at Eden Park, there's her and there's everyone. And that's how the stage has changed, you know? And then there's like a little podium and down on the main field. And she just lands on that. And then she's talking to all these people and then she jumps up and she's flying and she goes to the other side. That, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
They had trampolines that came out on the stage and the guys were like.
I saw videos of the trampoline. Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
Yeah. It's just, I feel like it's just given new meaning to her music, what she represents, you know? She's so cool. So cool, man.
Yep.
If I had the opportunity to meet her one day, oh my gosh, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
She's, left my cup feeling full.
Nice. He's converted.
Yep.
He's a Pink fan. We need to add a Pink song to our morning montage.
I was a Pink fan with wearing the wrong color.
What were you wearing? Yellow.
Full yellow. And it's funny because the like you can imagine like a sea of pink.
Pink, yeah.
And then this lady's like, she's there with a group of friends. And then she's like, I'm going to get a drink and stuff. And they're like, how you gonna come back and find yourself? She's like, just look for the yellow guy. I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm converting too.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, man.
Very
feeling
cool.
good. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
How about yourself, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling grateful.
Grateful. Gratitude. Not the morale check.
Cutting me off, man.
Sorry, man.
I'm not feeling grateful for you.
It's the excitement.
You know, relax, okay?
Yeah.
Feeling grateful for the ability to learn. And just like the tools that we get knowledge from. I think I spoke about technology last time, but like there's, you know, just having books and audio books and podcasts, and there's just so much knowledge out there. It's like, there's no new problem in the world. Everything that you have an issue with has been solved by someone or been dealt by with someone. And it's just all out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's available for everyone to go out and grab. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for knowledge.
Definitely, man. Just, like you said, available at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Can walk into a library.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, man. Just, could you ever believe you had access to like the internet? Like if you actually understand like what's behind this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, is it just this?
It's the whole world.
That's unreal, eh?
For sure.
I was watching a TikTok and it was a guy on a building site. He's a building inspector and he was walking around the site with his Vision Pros.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the safest thing because there was a story up and there wasn't really any scaffolding, but I could see how it could work. But he was able to have all the building plans and the building code and the supplies information all within his sight while he's looking at it in detail. I think that's a bit of a game changer.
Yeah.
If like, you can imagine Apple Vision Pro 10 when it gets, and it's just like super slim. Remember like how bulky Apple 1 was?
Yep.
To, even just contact lens, you know? That's where we've got the ability to go.
For sure.
And that's going to happen in half that time.
Yep.
So,
definitely. Cool. Should we get into it?
Yeah, man. What are we talking about today?
Talking about imposter syndrome.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. This is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to learn, a lot to go through.
Yeah.
I guess the first question is, have you ever felt like you've dealt with or had imposter syndrome?
Yeah. I think it's I think a good place to start is discussing what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What are the symptoms?
The what?
The symptoms.
Symptoms.
Symptoms of imposter syndrome.
Yep.
So just off my quick Google search, it's the persistent inability to believe that one's own success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's efforts or skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's that feeling you aren't as competent or intelligent as others might think. Soon people will discover the truth about you. And the feeling is basically you're a fraud.
Yeah. It's like, so I've written down that it's when you feel like you're not worthy of the success that's come to you or the accolades that come to you.
Mm-hmm.
This like a everyday.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a limiting factor and a limiting belief, right? Where it even just stops all action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why should I do this? Because of what everyone else is going to think.
Yeah.
Like, who am I to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I agree completely. I think there is I want to play the devil's advocate and say there is a positive. There could be a positive.
You reckon?
To imposter syndrome. And like completely.
All right, let's play this out then.
Completely,
let's go. What's
completely wrong in terms of anything that's the real science behind it. But I feel like there could be a positive to it. So like when you're in a situation, let's say you've got a presentation at work.
Yep.
Right? Or an exam at school. If you feel like you're not capable or worthy of being in the position to be able to present that or you don't feel like you're smart enough to achieve in that exam, then I feel like two things can happen, right? Either imposter syndrome can take over and you don't do anything, or you play into it and then you start to almost overwork and over prepare because you don't want to fail.
Yeah.
Right? So you start to overwork, you start to over prepare, and therefore if you're overworking, over preparing for something because imposter syndrome, like I feel like if you're in a position, you're there for a reason, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're in a position,
if you're given the opportunity to do something, you're in that position for the right reasons, and it's not just a you thing; it's what other people around you see as well. So if you're already in a position where you feel like you're already in a position where you're meant to be in, then you add working extra hard on it or in that thing, then I feel like success is inevitable or a higher result is better. I mean, is inevitable then not doing anything or even just your standard work.
Yeah.
I'm making it very confusing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you were saying that sometimes it's better just not to do it, right?
Yeah. So you can either there's three things. You can either not do it and avoid it. You can either just do it with the feeling of inadequacy,
Yeah.
or the feelings of having that imposter syndrome feeling, or you can tackle it and work extra hard because you need to overcome and to prove to yourself and to other people. And I think that's where the positive is. And when you start to realize that I need to prove myself, then you work extra hard on something.
Do you think this is an outwardly thing or an inwardly thing? Because you said prove to yourself and others that you can do it. And so is imposter syndrome, do you think, an internal or out?
I think it's internal based on the external, right? So it's internal because you think that other people don't think you're successful. Yep. Therefore, based on the external. But it's actually not based on the external because it's your feelings of it.
Yeah. Because if you're talking in the sense of that presentation, like you're already at step 2 because you've been asked.
Correct.
And someone's recognized that you're going to bring some form of value to the
100%,
whatever the company
100%
through your presentation.
Yep. And so what I'm saying is the good side of imposter syndrome is that when you add extra hard work on top of that, when you stack that on top, then your result is going to be better than having not put in that extra effort. It's my 2 cents.
Thanks for the long-winded walk around confusing.
Yeah. Sorry. I just think there could be you could embrace it and play it out as a positive is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Any other reasons or ways that imposter syndrome could work? Because I think it is important to look at both sides of the coin.
Not that come to my mind. What about you?
Because, it could. I guess the general feeling is that it's going to save you embarrassment.
Yep.
Right? You're going to... Because it's also in the inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's efforts or skills. Like, I don't know. For me, that's like black and white, you know? But then when it comes to that to me is like the intellectual understanding and the facts.
Yep.
But then the feeling that you aren't as competent or as intelligent as others might think. Now that's the emotional side, right? That's like the perception and feeling that the fear of being judged, that someone's not going to like you. And so why not protect yourself from all of that?
Yep.
And I feel, I've definitely felt that. Like, why me? Who's going to listen to me? Why should I? But then it's like, but there's also 7 billion other people in the world that are going to, out of those, there's going to be a group who are doing what you're going to do. Like, so someone's going to take care and do it anyway. Yep. Whether you do or you don't. Yeah. So with this presentation, if you pull out, then just goes to the next person. Yeah. So are you willing to miss that opportunity? And also, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Is you might give a subpar presentation, and if you've spoken in front of everyone, they're all going to still tell you did a good job. Although, like, you can give a good presentation, you can give a bad presentation, but if you've been asked to give a presentation, then that someone has seen that you're going to bring some form of value. Someone's seen that within you. Correct. That hasn't come from you thinking that. So you can't have that ego in that, right? Yep. So for me, it's facts and receipts. Is you got to go over the emotions and what's the hard evidence? What are the facts that have got you to where you are? Yep. And that you can stand behind and say, I stand behind this because of X, Y, Z. It doesn't have to be qualifications. It can just be the time and the energy and the effort you've put in. It can be about the learnings where you've received your learnings from. Do those hold strong? You know, if those are bulletproof and you can see how everything connects, and then you're just the instrument.
True.
communicating that, right? So I think when you take that emotion out of it and you just look at it black and white and see it for what it is, like just break it down, is that you're just the person with the voice communicating the message in the sense of this thing, and then start bringing the emotion in after, once you've kind of overcome that. And then I think it's, if not you, then who, which basically means that there's someone right behind you, there's someone next in line who's gonna come through. And like, again, what's the worst that's gonna happen?
Nice.
I mean, it's all good and well saying it. It's easy to say.
For sure.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because I know as soon as we finish and we talk about you posting a video, me posting a video, there, boom, we're back to square zero.
Imposter syndrome,
you know?
Yeah. I think the cool thing that like, have we spoken about what causes imposter syndrome at all? I don't know if that.
I don't think so.
So when I was thinking about it, I wrote down insecurities.
Yeah.
I wrote feelings of inadequacy, which I think we're sort of, I don't know if that's what you're struggling with. That's what I'm struggling with putting out these videos. Right. And then a little bit of insecurities, a little bit of fear of failure. There's also a little bit of fear of success as well, which I think fear of success sort of sums up imposter syndrome for me. And then, so sorry, I'm going back to us putting out these videos. Like, I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely harder to sort of just be like, okay, whatever, push that aside. I think the great thing about modern science, if you want to put it, is that neuroplasticity has become a thing. Like, we can change, we can rewire our brains, we can create new neural pathways, because with things like this, we sort of we tend to be stuck in a certain way of thinking. And now that we know that we have the ability to be able to change that, we need to use that to our benefit and make those changes. So I think that's what sort of causes it. I think also I've written down that people think that their work is their worth, when that's like that I can say 100% is completely false. That is not your output is not your worth. So what I've written down is 5 steps, because I like 5 steps, and again, easy. This is for us to use more than us telling anyone else. So I think the first thing is we need to calm our nervous system.
How do you do that?
So get out of flight and oh my god.
Fight?
No, flight mode. Right? So get out of that.
Flight mode.
Correct. Yes. So we need to get out of that. So I think one cool thing that I've sort of picked up recently is Andrew Huberman, Dr. Huberman. He does a double inhale, full exhale breath. And that really like helps to calm your nervous system, helps to center you, gets you back into relaxation. So you go full inhale. And then when you're right at the end of that, you do a second inhale, just to really fill up your lungs, and then a full exhale out your mouth. So, and a full release. And you do 5 of those, and you'll find that your body starts to tingle a little bit. But you've really calmed down, and that will really just start to calm your nervous system.
That's some really good ASMR right there.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like that.
And then there's a little bit of psychology work. There's a little bit of work in your brain. So that's getting rid of the idea that your work is not your worth, right? So realizing that your outcome does not determine the person that you are. We've spoken about this in past episodes. Step 3, I've written acceptance. So that's accepting your flaws as well as your gifts and your successes. I think the accepting your gifts and your successes is the most important part of that. I think it's also important to know that, yes, I might not be the most articulate person, or I might not be whatever it is that you feel is true to you. Like accepting that. So once you've accepted it, that's the only point that you can move on. And then once you've accepted it, then it's time to rewire and reset those patterns. Right. So, it might be patterns of always saying yes, not asking for help, always, or like not preparing, waiting till the last minute to do something. It's rewiring those. And then, like we spoke about, step number 5 is realizing that you're in the right place. If you've received an accolade or a promotion, it's because you deserve it, and you take affirmation that it's not just you that's thinking that or feeling that. There's the people around you, your managers, your bosses, and like your friends and family have put you in certain positions because you deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And I think with all of that, you should be able to start to reset the whole thing and eventually, after years of work, overcome.
Yep.
So that's, I've sort of put it down to that.
Yep.
But yeah, man, trying to do that for yourself.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Because it's hard even just making a practice video.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can remember doing one maybe about a couple months ago.
Yep.
And so for me, it's about, I want to get videos out there and speak on architecture, and because I know there's a community that needs it.
Yep.
But then you sit there and then you just like, you think like, why me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's going to listen to me?
Mm-hmm.
So why should I do it?
Yep.
And you start having all these thoughts. But then at the same time, there's people in the community, like I find it easier to just have a conversation with someone, and then they benefit from that so much, and they say it,
Yeah. So then what have you got that they're benefiting from?
Is I'm where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know the steps to get to this point.
Yep. So you've got the knowledge and the steps.
Yeah.
Knowledge of the process. I think architectural knowledge.
Yeah. But even so, that architectural knowledge, I think that's kind of where the imposter syndrome comes in. Because it's like, what if I say something wrong? And then like there's some of these Facebook pages that I'm a part of, like that's got different property developers and builders and things in them. And then you can see someone post something and then boom, everyone just like attacks them.
Yep.
And there's fear of that as well.
So then what can you do to overcome that?
Just like the non-emotional me would be like, just do it. And like through the planning, like get the facts checked.
Correct.
And then as long as the facts are checked and correct.
Yeah. So if we tackle like each insecurity, or that feeling of inadequacy in your knowledge, right? If you take and it's not true, like this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the feeling is there. So if you were to attack each one of those points, in this example, it's the making sure that you got your facts correct.
Yeah.
Like the step is to fact check.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's something you can move past.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it'll just create a bit more ease.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I guess that's also then part of the process to help write the script.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you?
Mine is a fear of failure. And also like it's very much a persona thing. Like I've been this person for so long now.
Mm-hmm.
What if, again, I say something and it's not true? Or people don't benefit from it. Which I know, again, intellectually is false, and anything I do say is well researched or opinion, and you can't have a wrong opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also like, what's wrong for having an opinion?
No, nothing. That's what I'm saying is, so it's overcoming those.
Yeah.
Overcoming those. I was speaking to someone yesterday a coaching client who said to me, and this is where like the imposter syndrome really kicked in for me. And they said to me, when we spoke last, she said she'd done a course previously.
Yeah.
And the answers that she was looking for kept coming. I mean, the question that she had kept coming up every time they would do an exercise. But their question wasn't answered, hadn't been answered throughout that course. And we had a conversation and they found the answer. And they then said to me that they messaged the coaches from the last course and told them that I finally found the answer. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
like you're telling me that these people weren't able to help you get to this outcome, but I was able to do it in sort of one meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like all this self-talk of, what if you said the wrong thing? What if it's not true? What if it's, who are you to be able to get this person to this point where other people weren't?
Yep.
All this stuff just came up.
Yeah.
And I negated the positive.
Yeah. So you actually did it.
Which I actually did.
Help change someone's life.
Correct. And so again, it's going back to like realizing that I've been put in this position.
Look at your body language, man.
I've been put in this position.
Change it up, man.
I've been put in this. It's cold, man. I've been put in this position for a reason.
Yep.
Right. And because I have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with this.
No, man,
very long-winded.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm happy for me as well.
Yeah, because, and I guess that also comes back with like typical Kiwi culture, you know, where we like to keep it humble.
Yep.
The perception of keeping it humble and not really.
Yep.
There's a fine line between ego and humility, right? But that shouldn't stop us from celebrating and saying we're good at what we do.
Yeah.
Because when you know you're good at what you do, then you'll deliver to that standard only. I think it's more about holding yourself to a standard.
For sure.
And saying, I will get you to here, no matter what it takes, you know? And I can kind of see that in my boss, where it's like, our standard is only this, and we will help you to get to that. Even when we're talking with clients, it's like, this is the standard of work we deliver.
Yeah.
Like, you have to believe this thing. You can't just be like, this is the standard we deliver. Cool. Like, nah, if it's not oozing out of you and it's not in every conversation that you have, like for me, I don't have any imposter syndrome about being positive, just because I firmly believe that I am.
Yep.
Actually, as of before the concert yesterday, I had it because I was the only one walking in yellow.
Yeah.
And I was like, who am I? You know? But then I was like, well, I'm never seeing the stadium full of people ever again.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? And like, why should I care what they think of me? I'm just here to have a good time and enjoy it and make it a good time for my wife. She really is looking forward to this, so I should play full out. And if this is what I believe, then that's me.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, it even just came down to what I was wearing. And I was being, I thought I was being an imposter just about that, you know, but for me, this is like positivity.
Yep.
You know, and by the end of it, it's just like, who cares? Just walk down the street, like feel you and be you.
Yeah.
You know, and then, man, I had such a good time. Cause like, I'm never seeing you ever again. I didn't even know you existed until this moment. I also stood there and I was looking around. I was like, wow, I can't believe all these people that actually exist in the world. I've never seen this face. That was weird.
Yeah.
You know, but again, it's just like I think we think that everyone in the world kind of knows us or like will remember us.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like, I can't even remember any of those faces I saw. I can't remember any of these people I can't remember what they were wearing or what they were doing or what they were saying.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do the same about me?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think that's more on a bigger context. I think if we're looking at a work situation, it's a little bit different because you kind of work with them every day. It's a little bit different with a video because it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think if you just remove the idea, I think even for me, it's just that the idea of that, like I'm trying to be at level 100 when I haven't even done level 1.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the skills, I've got enough skills for level 1. It might not be a level 100, but I'll get there. And then I think it's more, it goes back to the acceptance, right? Is to accept that this is where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking on this level.
Yep.
And then get to
for sure
the next step.
For sure. So I guess what do we leave our listeners with?
Some steps.
Steps.
Yeah. What can they do? What can we do?
I think the first thing is when it comes up, I think definitely the calming the nervous system is important because you don't want to get caught up in your brain, right? So if you can recenter yourself, I think that I would say go there first. And then I don't know if you jump to acceptance and realizing that, you know, you're in the right place for the right reason. You have these gifts, you have these flaws.
I also wrote down asking the right questions. If you're worried, like, okay, let's take it back to the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're worried that you've been asked at the presentation, you're feeling inadequate, is like, what's stopping you from going to ask, oh, do you really think I can do this? You'll get the answer.
Yeah.
You know, even just framing it as like, oh, why did you get me to ask?
Yeah.
Why'd you get me to do this presentation? What made you want to get me?
Mm-hmm.
And then that reverse feedback that comes back in is going to pump you back up, you know?
If you accept it.
That's right. Yeah. Because again, the imposter is going to be like, nah.
Yeah.
We
this
can't.
person's lying to me or whatever. It'll make up some sort of
So
bullshit.
it has to be taken with the growth mindset. That's what I've written down too. Is that you got to look at, going back to one of our first episodes was you win or you learn.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you got that, then I think that's like a small stepping stone in the right direction.
Cool.
So you're going to go make a video today?
Yep. You?
My weekend's a bit full, but I could. Because again, so what's kind of holding me back is that I'm always like, oh, I can't record it with just wearing like a hoodie. Or it has to look a certain way. It has to be X, Y, Z. It's like, why not just like do the video and get it out there? It's like, it's done.
What do you have to be wearing?
It's not a hoodie.
Yeah. Okay. So you put a t-shirt on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I got one on underneath.
Yep.
And then I just got to do it. But like, it's just, I just keep building all this thing up. It's more than what it is.
That's what it is, right? We just keep building it up in our mind to be bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's also important to know that everyone's situation, how imposter syndrome shows up for everyone is different as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's conversation in their head is different.
Yep. Everyone's at different stages of life.
Different stages, and how it shows in the outside world is different as well. So like if you're really struggling with it, then reach out and see if we can have a chat. Specific to your situation.
Because it's the people around you that are going to help as well.
Yeah.
Because when you're going through this, It's like the people who really know you are gonna check you.
Yep.
And they'll put you in your place. They'll tell you the truth if you ask them. Like, just tell me honestly, do you think I can do this?
Yep.
Because sometimes you don't believe that yourself.
Yeah. We've been saying it from day one. You got to build a scaffold, build a community around you.
Yeah.
Have those people in your corner. Cool.
Perfect, man.
Thank you.
Anything more to add?
No, I do not have anything else to add.
Nice. All right. So I feel like we've talked enough, and now it's time to do some work.
Oh no.
Put our A's into G's.
Yep.
And yeah, I think we just gotta do it. I think we know it, we understand it.
Put it into practice.
Let's just put it into practice. So for the next episode, I reckon we put a little challenge out to ourselves.
Yep.
And by the next episode we record, we'll have a video each and we'll play it as part of the episode.
Easy. So we're recording in like a month's time, eh?
Yeah. Sorry guys, the next episode is, we don't know when that's coming out.
Yeah. Nah, cool.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope there was something in there that you found valuable, or that you think that might bring value to someone else. If there's someone out there that's struggling, that kind of feels a little inadequate or struggling to accept the successes that are coming towards them, then this could be the podcast that helps them.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope it was a good one. How you feeling, man? I'm feeling a 10. I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling a 10. I hope we haven't confused people. But that's my imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think there's value in there.
Yep. Go back to the 5 steps.
Yeah.
If anything, just go back to those 5 steps.
Yep.
And then if you need more on that, just go back and listen to some of the other episodes as well. Because all of that kind of helps to build. We can't cover everything in one thing.
For sure.
It's all growing.
For sure. And again, reach out if you need.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you. Until next time.
Be human.
Be now.